So earlier this month, I was up in Anaheim at the big D23 Fan Event Expo. It was my very first time attending. I was able to get one of the 3-day passes with a ticket to all the Honda Center shows, and it was just an absolutely amazing time. Really exhausting and chaotic, but something that I would absolutely love to attend again. Now, as a big pin person, one of the very exciting things about attending the D23 Expo is that there are lots and lots of exclusive pin releases there. So I have just a little haul of pins from the D23 Expo. This year, there were 4 primary places where you could get exclusive limited edition pins. They had the Disney Studio Store Hollywood, the Walt Disney Company Store Pin Store, the Mickey's of Glendale Pin Store with Walt Disney Imagineering pins, and then the D23 Marketplace. For all of these stores, in order to buy the new exclusive releases of the day, you had to join a virtual queue at 4 a.m. So waking up at that time each day was not fun at all, but I lucked out and was able to get a virtual queue for a different store each day. Because there were 4 main pin stores in only 3 days, I myself didn't get to go to the Walt Disney Company pin store, but through some help, I still do have some pins from there. So on the first day, I decided to join the virtual queue for the Disney Studio Store Hollywood since they had the most releases I was interested in. I was able to get group number 17 in the virtual queue. We got called into the store around 10:15 a.m., just a little over an hour after the convention floor opened, so all of the pins were still available in stock at that point. Then the next day, on day 2, I decided to try and join the Mickey's of Glendale Pin Store virtual queue, and I lucked out and I got group 2. So when you get a super early virtual queue, you have to come into the convention center early, and you line up in this holding area and get wristbands, and then you kind of get escorted to additional holding areas, and then you get escorted directly onto the queue, onto the stage floor, right when the expo hall opens. So of course, all the pins were still available then, being some of the first people in. Got to help out a lot of people get pins from the store too. And then on the last day, I decided to try for the D23 Marketplace queue. I got another early group number 8. So once again, this was kind of going in, lining up a little earlier, and then getting escorted up to the store. This is also a fantastic time getting to meet and make new pin friends. So thank you to everyone else who helped me get some other releases that came out during different days. And it was super fun that I got good queue spots on my days and was able to help other people get pins. So not only do I have a lot of the expo pins to get into and share, but I also went over to the parks each day for lunch. So I have a number of Disneyland pins to share in this haul as well. So that's enough exposition and details of some of the logistics of like what goes into getting these pins. Now let's show them. So starting out with the Disney Studio Store Hollywood pins, all of which are in LE of 400. We have some pins from this little music note series, and this one has Kronk as an angel. And then I also got this pin with Miguel from Coco playing his guitar. And then the other 2 Studio Store pins I got were from this villain framed set. This one is Yzma. One half's in color, the other half is in black and white, and you can see the frame has all these different villain logos. And then the other pin from that series I got is Madame Medusa, and she has some fantastic eyelashes going on. Next up are pins from the Walt Disney Company store, as was exclusively the pin store. This first pin is this gorgeous Coco pin. This was from a set themed to different songs from movies. So this one is Remember Me. It has this beautiful translucent fill in the background, and Miguel is a little bit of this sculpted 3D metal. Such a really nice pretty pin, and this one is an LE of 400. Then I have this Nick and Judy Zootopia pin. This was from a Friends hugging series. So Judy is hugging and squeezing Nick. And this one is an LE of 300. Then from this theater premiere series, I got the Yzma pin for Emperor's New Groove. This had a set of all these different villains. Super pretty glitter from the spotlights. And then you can see the poster artwork for the Emperor's New Groove movie. And this pin was an LE of 300. Then they released a million different character pins with different color coordinating for different paint pots. So I of course got the Yzma pin. This has a sandblasted back with translucent fill on it. The one thing is that it's kind of that lazy duplication of artwork, so you can see the Yzmas are exactly identical between these 2 pins. This pin here was an LE of 400. Then we have the absolutely gorgeous Walt Disney Imagineering pins from the Mickey's of Glendale Pin Store. I was so excited to be able to purchase for myself this beautiful Yzma pin. They had this whole villain set. I love the custom backer card for this too. Super pretty designs on the back right there. Also, you can tell just how big of a pin this is. This has 3 pin posts. Super, super large and tall. The colors on this are absolutely stunning. You have some more translucent accents in the background. Just one of the coolest Yzma pins. And this one and the other 2 villains I'm going to show are in LE of 400. Next villain we have here is Madame Medusa from The Rescuers. You can see slightly different pin-on-pin style here. You've got lovely sparkly glitter in the diamond, and again, just really fantastic details around the face. And then the last villain that I have is Assistant Mayor Bellwether from Zootopia. Another huge, awesome pin, and this is so cool because it is such totally unique artwork. You've got a few additional of the little translucent fill elements. So altogether, an amazing set of villains. Then still deciding if I'm going to keep these long term, but they had released the set of princess pins, and so I had to get a few. This one is Moana, and these are some of the coolest pins. As you can see in the background, it has all this glitter that actually moves and swirls around. There are these really, really thick, amazing pins. Moana is additionally 3D sculpted. Just an amazingly cool pin. Also an LE of 400. And then I also got the Belle one. This is Belle in her yellow princess dress. And you can see Belle has this super pretty pink glitter that swirls in the background there. And then the last 2 WDI pins from Mickey's of Glendale I got are these really large World of sets. So this is the World of Zootopia. So you have this really large main pin, and you can see all of the iconic different landmarks from the city of Zootopia and a little bit of the surrounding bunny burrow. So completely unique and cool design. And then you'll notice there's also a little circle insert there where you can put some of these mini pins. These are so cool and adorably tiny. You get a little Nick Wilde, a little Judy Hopps, and a Clawhauser with a donut. And this set as well is another LE 400. And then I also have this stunning World of Coco pin. So with this, you kind of have the 2 different sides here. You have the Land of the Dead, and then you have the Santa Cecilia Cemetery. Such beautiful fill representing all the marigolds there. I just love the colors here. And then you can see a little spot to put in a mini pin. And you can see just how teeny tiny cute these are. You have a Miguel with his guitar, a Dante, and then a Hector. This one is also the LE 400. Now, this is not a pin item. This is pretty much the only non-pin thing that I got, and this came from the regular Mickey's of Glendale store. This has the Walt Disney Imagineering exclusives, and I got this Power Limes shirt. In the parks the other year, they came out with an actual treat, Power Limes, obviously themed to Powerline and a Goofy movie, and so this was really fun exclusive artwork on a shirt. Now moving on to the pins from the D23 Marketplace. And so these are all like Disney parks or Shop Disney pins. This first one is this stunning kind of faux stained glass Sleeping Beauty castle pin. You have this gorgeous sculpted metal gold frame that says Disneyland down there. This is also a really large, really nice pin, and it's a limited edition of 2,000. Then I got 2 of these really neat spinner pins. This first one features Moana. So you have a gold metal frame. On the front is Moana as a baby and Grandma Tala. And then you spin the pin to the other side and you can see grown-up Moana embracing her mother and father. This is really cool because it's got super, super unique artwork on it, and the details are stunning. And this one is a limited edition of 1,000. And then the other pin from that series I got was the Coco pin. So another really nice sculpted metal frame. This one's got a little music note in the bottom. So on this side you have Miguel and Hector together, and then spin it to the other side and it's Miguel and Mama Coco. So these are really sweet family moments. And then also an Ellie of 1000. We are very soon approaching the 25th anniversary of Disney Pins, and so I got one of the brand new 2025 celebrating 25 years of Disney pin trading pins. I didn't start collecting pins in the very beginning. I started collecting in 2003, but I'm getting real close to that. This one is kind of an homage to the style of the year 2000 pin. And this one is in Ellie of 2000. I got 3 boxes of these Disney Joy in Our Parks mystery pin sets. And these have different Disney characters either eating treats or enjoying different attractions in the parks. I believe the boxes were a limited edition of 2000 and that each pin itself was a limited edition of 200 with 10 different pin designs. And I did already open these up, so I will show the pins that I got. So the pin that I had been hoping to get the most and was most excited to get was Goofy with churros in front of the Haunted Mansion. These pins are also a really nice large size and really pretty quality. They all either have kind of translucent or pearlescent or sparkly enamel on them. Then I got the one with Stitch holding balloons in front of the Astro Orbiter, and that's where you have that really pretty pearlescent fill. Then you have Dumbo, I'm assuming in front of Dumbo the attraction, and a little glitter details on the pinstripes to the tents. Then you have Donald in front of Small World, again that kind of same pearlescent fill, holding an ice cream bar. Looks kind of just like a regular ice cream bar and not exactly a Mickey Premium bar. Then this one with the lovely swirled pearlescent fill has Cheshire Cat holding cotton candy at the teacups. And then lastly, with the dark glittery background, you have Tinkerbell with the fireworks. So I was very pleased to get no duplicates at all. The one pin I am hoping to trade for is the Mickey Mouse with Ice Cream and Space Mountain pin. So if you do have that one and are open to trading, let me know. And then the last pin I got from D23 Marketplace is the biggest pin of them all here. This is one of the jumbo pins for the upcoming Disneyland 70th anniversary. This pin is huge. This is a true jumbo pin, which is why I love it. Jeff Granito, who's one of my favorite Disney artists, has done this whole line of Disneyland 70th. And there's so many fun icons in here, and I love the colors. That Mickey and logo is a pin-on-pin there, and you have some really lovely glitter elements. And this one is an Ellie of 1500. And then I did also get 2 free pins. They did have a number of free pins, but a lot of the Experience had unbelievably long lines, and they were kind of weird branded pins. But I did get this Honda pin, since this had absolutely no line to get at the time. It is quite nice and large, and I do love the glitter on it. It does have the kind of full year, the 2024 D23, the Ultimate Disney Fan Event. And then all D23 Gold members could pick up this event exclusive pin. It's got the Sorcerer Mickey with some really nice jewels in his hat and says D23 Gold member. So those were all the D23 pins, but I, of course, had to stop and get some pins at Disneyland. Disneyland had just recently released all of their Halloween pins, and these do actually end up selling out pretty early in the season, so I had to make sure I picked them up now, even though it is kind of too early for Halloween. As I do every year, I got a matching set of the Mickey and Minnie pins. You can see these have a lot of metal accents and details on them. You have Mickey dressed as a skeleton with some bats, and then Minnie in her Halloween outfit with little Figaro in a pumpkin. Then I got 2 more Halloween open edition pins. This first one, which I also like to get, is like the yearly castle pin. So this is kind of like the castle as a haunted house, and it has Mickey, Donald, and Goofy on it, and just really nice details overall. And then I had to get the little Grogu Baby Yoda Halloween pin. So he's got his outfit kind of dressed up as a skeleton, and he's got some little 3D elements of Halloween candy and treats that he's eating. And I haven't checked yet, but it almost looks like that might glow in the dark. And then the last Halloween pin that I got was this Magic Key exclusive. This is a limited edition of 3000. It has that same style but different artwork of a kind of skeleton Halloween Mickey with this pin-on-pin that says Mickey's Pumpkin Patch and Disneyland on it. Also kind of interesting and nice that it doesn't have any specific year on it. So it's not necessarily marked to 2024, it kind of makes it a little bit more timeless. They did have a few more open edition new pin releases that I picked up. So this one is a 2-pin set of Kronk from Emperor's New Groove, one of him dressed up as the devil and the other as an angel. And so you can see this is like his outfit from that one Disney Studio Store Hollywood pin. And then they had some new Mandalorian pins, both open editions. I love this one with Mando holding Grogu there, some ships and icons in the background. This is such sweet, cute artwork. And the other one is a little baby Yoda sippy soupy, just beyond cute. And then the last pins that I got were some recent limited edition pin releases. This one was one of the quarterly Magic Key exclusives, a limited edition of 3,000, and it features Goofy and Chip and Dale in the Davy Crockett canoes. And it has this whole slider that moves back and forth. I don't know perspective-wise why the Matterhorn is there and why Big Thunder looks like it's kind of in the distance, but I absolutely love the canoes. They're one of my favorite things to do, so it was so cute to see a new canoe pin. And then finally, I got the recent monthly released in the Bi-Coastal Adventures LA Pin series. This is the one monthly pin set I'm collecting for this year, and the prior month, which I think this was for July. It features Small World, so you have Small World, the Disneyland version, and then Small World, the Disney World version on it. This one is an LE of 4,000. And if you've noticed with this set, the very first pin released, the Space Mountain pin, has really skyrocketed in value. And that's super, super common because as we get further on into the year, more people kind of decide that they want to collect the full pin set, but people didn't necessarily get the original pin, and it's kind of ended up in a lot of people's collections. So if you want to collect a monthly pin set and aren't sure, always just get the January one just in case, since by this point in the year, they can really start to increase in value. So this was a very pin-filled 3-day weekend, to say the least. And if you're my parents who happen to watch this video, don't worry, I have ears that I've made at the ready to sell to cover the costs of what I got. But again, as a super big pin person, it was really awesome to, like, for the first time, be able to shop at and buy these exclusive pins directly from these stores. If you're an astute observer, I already had to put up another pin board in the back to accommodate all the new pins that I got. And the new pins have been up there this whole entire time because the first day recording this video, there ended up being no audio. So the pins actually all now have their homes on the cork boards. You can't really see, but at that top, the Emperor's New Groove board is almost getting totally filled up. So it's kind of the perpetual conundrum when you display your pins, you're almost always running out of space. But again, D23 was a great time. The pins were so cool. All the people there were awesome. And hopefully I can get tickets to attend again when they have it in 2 years. But thanks for watching.